Yeah. So another short video for my book Metadimensional, now out on Amazon Kindle. So again, I'm not going to explain the book. Instead, I'm just going to say, share some pieces of it. Hopefully, small enough piece to make you want to read it. And blah. So there's this thing. You know that physical reality looks three-dimensional. Like, of course, you know it. Everybody knows it. Now, you probably, if you ever heard anything from about physics, about probably also like got the impression that something contingent, not necessary, about the fact that the reality is three-dimensional. That we could have existed in a four-dimensional, two-dimensional, one-dimensional world. Like, we just happen to be in a three-dimensional world, and that's it just happens to look like a three-dimensional world. That we could have existed in a richer in a dimension of richer reality, but and I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm asking, what I'm trying to say is that that is, I don't think that's a right way of looking at this at all. You have to remember what you are. You are experiencing reality. That's it. Like, that's the only thing you know. And you need to ask yourself, what kind of reality can you experience? So if this reality was one-dimensional, yeah, then how do you perceive things? I'm not talking about three-dimensional things. They are three-dimensional by definition, but I'm saying things in general, like anything, like feelings or ideas, or everything you experience as something about something. So you have two mental markers in your head, and one is about the other. There's a relation between one to the other. Like, for example, the word example is it's an idea, and it's a sound, and it's the connection between them. Of course, a shape is like, if you see any shape in three-dimensional space, you can see the simplest shape you will find is, let's say, a dot, and the dot is a relation between its location in space and the dot. Like, yeah, it has to be a relation. It has to be something between two things. Now, that's a condition. Like, there's nothing you can perceive that is not of that nature. Check. That is like something like connecting two mental markers. There's of course you can have more than two mental markers connecting, but that will be a combination of different relations, and I call each such relation a form. I call that in the book. Now, you ask yourself, what kind of a reality can you perceive forms in? So you cannot do that in a one-dimensional reality, because a one-dimensional reality only has one element in it. That's that one dimension. So you can't perceive a form inside that reality. So if you were in a one-dimensional world, you will not be able to perceive anything. So you cannot be in that dimension, in that one-dimensional world. And because the only thing that you could perceive is a relation, and you can't have anything to relate to. You would have to be somewhere outside that reality to perceive it. if you had two dimensions, then you could say, okay, let's say a line and something that segments it. Then you'd have segments, but you won't be able. Then you'd have like one mental marker, which is the combination of one dimension and another dimension. The way they cross each other. But you couldn't create a relation inside that reality. You'd have to go again outside of that reality to perceive anything that you can understand or perceive or just sense. Not because of the three dimensionality of space, because you simply don't have the capacity to perceive anything other than forms, other than these relations. So you really have to have three dimensions to be able to perceive things inside that reality, to be able to perceive things while being inside that reality. Anything less than that, you won't be inside that reality. So even if there is some kind of a reality that's one dimension, two dimension, it's not a reality that someone can exist in any shape or form. So now, the thing that now you have to wonder is, is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence that reality is three-dimensional, while you to perceive anything need a three-dimensional reality? Is that just like something about experience that makes it manifest only in three dimensions? Or is it the other way around? Is it that the fact reality is three-dimensional is because that's what experience needs to be in a reality, so it selected a reality where it can be in? And yeah, this is just like a tiny piece. Of course, this goes much further, but shwaye shwaye.